Welcome to the land of giants, log homestead.
I'm just going to be working on these pots today. This is all for our front entrance. Our house is front facing, but the entrance is only on the side. There's no front facing entrance except for into the basement from the driveway. So we kind of have a little bit of a unique situation. So that's why there's several pots all around the property, just because we have multiple entrances. First layer is done. It's about 12 branches or so that I put in, just small little cuts made off a larger cedar branch. You really don't need a lot for these pots. So that's the first layer for both. Now that I have the base layer, I'm kind of looking to do the little fill-ins and just add the additional fillers. So it kind of just gives it, like, I hope you guys can see that. Kind of gives it a little bit more texture and just a little different look and a little more full. I added the 3 pieces of red pine right here, here, and over there. And then in the center here, I'm going to be filling in the berries. The berries are in, so we're just going to add the finishing touch. I decided to use just one of these little white tipped, it's supposed to mimic snow, I guess, pine cones. And I'm just going to put that in there, and that's it. That's going to be the urn for the front doors. So basic, very simple, maybe a total of like 25 branches max, really small ones, under a foot. And I have 3 birch logs in there, 1 pine cone on a stick, and 2 berries. And the berries were bought from Bradford Greenhouse several years ago. Here's the finished product for both pots. Everything's done. We just got to go place them out where they're going to go. This bowl is mainly going to be made out of the red pine that I have and some, I think it's fir and the hemlock, because I ran out of the cedar, so maybe I'll add a few branches in as my husband brings them down. But yeah, let's get that started so this can be done. I forgot to mention that these guys are maybe half an hour, 40 minutes to make. So don't be intimidated to make your own. Like, it's not as hard as it looks. It's relatively simple. It just takes a little bit of time and just putting it where you like it and making it look how you want to look. The main thing with this one is that you gotta not build it too tall, because as I said, this has a sign on top of it. So if it ends up being too tall, then it's gonna cover the sign, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a sign. So I'm starting with the middle, just so I have like a center line of how tall I should be making it. I'm hoping it's okay. I'm wondering if I should have built it inside the pot itself, but worst comes to worst, I could always push it in the ground a little bit more. This is still soft soil because we've been defrosting them inside, so there's no major problem with trying to get the branches in. So as you can see, I'm just filling it up, and then I'm going to come back with the next layer of branches once this is done. It goes relatively quick. Like, you could fill a bowl like this in a few minutes. It really doesn't take long. And just push it good in there. Keep in mind, a lot of these branches are double-sided with little variations of color. So whatever side you want to show, that's the side you should be pushing in. So that, what I mean by that is that this side would be facing outwards versus having it this direction. I'm putting mine in facing down so they droop a little bit, so it's the lighter side of the balsam. Just looking for holes to fill, keeping in mind how tall you need to make it so that you don't cover that sign. And I know a lot of people own these bowls because they're becoming popular and selling with the flowers in it in the spring. That's when I got mine, when my friend ended up buying it for me for my birthday. All right, so this guy looks pretty full. We're almost done with the center pieces. Just making sure I don't see any soil when I look down. All right, that looks pretty good most of the way around. And then I'll come in with the red pine again and fill out the corners and the edges. And I haven't decided if I'm going to be putting the berries in to the center or at the edge. Not sure yet about that. Oh, this This little guy has a pine cone on it. Sometimes you get these little lucky finds. You won't see them anywhere, but that's okay. So I just keep turning around, keep checking where I can put these in, putting some taller ones through the middle parts, just so they show a little bit. Like a race against the sun, since I'm on the porch and it's trying to sneak over the other side. Alright, that is most of it, because the sign's in the center, so I kind of want to just put maybe one on this side, and then we can put one on that side. I decided to build it inside because it was just way too cold outside. Kind of froze the last hour or so building the other planters. But yeah, I'm starting with just a basic plain wreath, a fake one. And I'm going to add in some living stuff so it looks more lifelike, adds a little more dimension. And I'll show you how that goes. I changed my mind. I don't like the red pine. I pulled it out. If you do something and you don't like it, don't feel bad to change it, because in the end, you're going to be looking at it every day and you need to be happy with it. So I think I'm just going to keep it basic and simple. These are the little berries that I put in the pot in the front, well, the 3 pots. So it's pretty unison. Usually I like to, if I use a third or like a second or third type of berry, I like to incorporate it, but this time I'm just using this one and the one that I have on the table that I'm going to show you once I'm done this wreath and I find a hanger to hang it out, because I'm having a really hard time with that right now and I'm not sure where they are. Mind you, I saw like 4 the other day, but then this black one that it's currently hanging on does not allow the door to close, so I need to find the other ones. I decided to leave it simple, to just have the berries and to have the same bow as the other side of the house, so it's a little bit more cohesive, that it's the same kind of theme running through the whole outside. And I hope that you guys like it. Something simple, quick, easy to do, but it makes like an impact when you see it all together with the rest of them. This is the exact same wreath as the one that I have on the door inside hanging. So I just put this one together quickly with some additional berries and some pine cones. And inside the lantern there's pine cones and some ball lights. You can see it if I go nice and close. And those light up at nighttime and stuff. So that's like on our little table at our front entrance. This is what someone would see walking up to our front door, which is actually our side door. So here's the little planter that I was talking about. So that's been finished and been brought around. And then coming over to our front steps, it looks like that. And then here's a look again at the little containers that I made. And the wreath is now on the front door. So it's cute. It just all ties in. Simple, rustic, festive. I could leave it through the winter season. It's not too Christmassy at all. That's kind of what I was going for, a little simplicity here. And then finally the wreath. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.